Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just under 4 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. That is all set and ready to provide many different twists and turns, as well as revelations in this film that'll change our view of the past 8 Star Wars movies. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, in case you guys did not know, one big part about Episode 9 is that we will be learning about the events that take place in between the originals and the sequels, as confirmed by Vanity Fair a couple of months ago, that there would be a lot to be told in between those events, and that a lot of fans are going to really be able to understand exactly what happened between certain characters, such as, for example, Luke Skywalker. Now, on top of all this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Luke and Rey sitting in front of each other, where it's explained that they are inside of the Prime Jedi Temple, where Luke is telling Rey a tale of his past. It's described that during Luke's travels with Lor San Tekka to recover many pieces of Jedi and Sith lore, is that Luke had actually mentally connected with Snoke numerous times during his 30-year journey as a Jedi Master. It's explained that Luke tells Rey about a device he discovered that once belonged to his father Darth Vader, was dubbed as the Wayfinder, a portable device that holds hyperspace routes to the unknown regions. It's explained that Luke discovered this device once in Vader's vault on a world called Ragnakta. It's explained that Luke unveils to Rey that at one point in time, he trusted Snoke and even formed an alliance with him, even though they shared different opinions. It's said that the temporary Luke and Snoke alliance parallels the Maul and Ezra Bridger alliance in Star Wars Rebels, where Snoke eventually stole the Wayfinder to find his way into the unknown regions and turned his back on Luke to hide and build the First Order in secret, which was also eventually stolen by Snoke by the Dark Acolytes. The film is said to center on the device labeled the Wayfinder between both Rey and Kylo Ren racing for it throughout the movie. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, what's really exciting about this is that this does explain quite a number of things. Number one, why Snoke even fears Luke Skywalker or even knows about him, right? Personally speaking. If you look at Snoke in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi, it's almost as if Snoke kind of has a grudge against Luke, or at least knew him once, or had some kind of a relationship with him. In this scenario, an alliance, if you will, between two different Force users. You know, one that's more associated with the light and one that's more associated with the dark, giving us a nice parallel of what Dave Filoni did in Star Wars Rebels between both Darth Maul and Ezra Bridger. If you guys haven't watched Rebels, I heavily do suggest that you guys go ahead and check it out. The whole entire, Maul and Ezra dynamic was very intriguing, and the fact that they did something similar between both Luke and Snoke that will be explained at a certain point in time in this film does explain a lot of different things here. Now, we do know that Vanity Fair confirmed a couple of months ago back in May that the origins of the First Order would be fully explained, and this by far is a big piece to the puzzle of all of that, is that Snoke actually stole a device from Luke called the Wayfinder. This Wayfinder device once belonged to Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker's father. And the Wayfinder device is said to bring one to the unknown regions. Now, we do know that Palpatine resides in the unknown regions in Episode 9, but specifically in a spot in the unknown regions that's actually labeled as the Beyond. We're still not quite sure exactly where in the unknown regions Palpatine has been hiding for so very long, or if it's even the same exact region in the unknown regions itself, right, is where Snoke was placed. That's a big mystery. So the other piece that I do want to go over is that this temporary alliance eventually split between both Luke and Snoke, and explains now as to why Luke even knows about Snoke, right? We do know that Luke even talks about Snoke in The Last Jedi, and how Snoke had already turned Kylo Ren's heart. He knows all about him, and that does explain a lot, and I really do got to give a lot of credit to JJ for at the very least explaining what was going on between Luke and Snoke. So with that being said, this film does have a lot of the burning questions that will be answered from The Force Awakens now in Episode 9 that I think is really going to provide a lot of clarity of certain characters and certain events that took place in between the originals and the sequels, and definitely is going to serve as a revelation movie. Again, Eunice Watamo, the guy who plays Chewbacca, said that this entire movie is a I did not see this coming moment, and that fans are really going to be caught by surprise here in this movie. So, with that being said, I really gotta say, I love the character of Snoke. He really grew on me as a character because of how mysterious he really is, how he was able to build such a big order, and how he was able to be the one responsible for turning Kylo Ren, a Skywalker family member. So, with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.